Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to each one of you from the very core of my heart. Before we start this session, let us take a few moments to become aware of the breath. Just watch how the breath is coming in and going out. There is no need to force anything, no need to make any effort. Breath is something that happens all the time, spontaneously, whether we know it or not. So it is just that we start knowing it. And the moment we become aware of the breath, it begins to slow down, becomes deeper. It becomes deeper and it takes us within because it is the bridge between the body and the mind. So both the body and the mind become relaxed and comfortable. So use the breath as a ladder to enter your heart, where prayerfulness lies. And from that state of prayerfulness, let us invoke the power of the Guru principle to guide us through this session. So we offer our salutations to the lotus feet of the Guru as we chant Om Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Om Shri Sadguruve Namaha. We bow down to all the masters from all traditions, through all ages, at all levels of existence, and seek their love and support. So once again, a very warm welcome to each one of you. We have been meeting week after week to listen to teachings, to imbibe them, to learn new techniques or new methodologies which can help us grow. So for today's session, I felt that it would be a nice thing to have some kind of an informal interaction and just listen to people speak about what they think sadhana is, how they are going about it, what is the gain, if any, what is the change, or how the change has happened and it has affected them, and what are the challenges. So I need some volunteers. I have found one already. Before the session, as I was talking to people. So I will request Samarjit to say something so that we can find out a link that can be expanded upon or spoken about and discussed. So I'm putting her on the spotlight. Samarjit, can you just go ahead and say something? You have been attending these programs for some time.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, thanks, my heartfelt gratitude to Tavaria ji, Rajan sir, and Gaur sir, who showed me this path actually. So, my path towards this side, actually, I would say towards the actual learning began when I came across a video from Ashish Shukla from Deep Knowledge. The video was regarding the IESM Center. And when for the first time I heard about the IESM Center, it was like I was shocked to see this new perspective of mind. It was like such a powerful thing for me that I wanted to know more and more and more about it. When I first time heard about IESM. So I came to know about the book Inner Discipline from there, and I started reading the book. From Inner Discipline, it was like a U-turn of my life. A total U-turn where I was like, I was absolutely gone in a way. It made such a tremendous change in my life that I felt all my life I don't know where I've been heading towards. And now it seemed as if I have found the right path. At least I have found the direction where I have to move. So I don't know how many times I read the book Inner Discipline. Then I came to know about the purpose of birth and death. Then I read that book, Purpose of Birth and Death. At that time, the corona happened and it was like we were all at home. So every day I used to whenever I was free, I was reading that book only all the time. I didn't feel like even wasting a single minute of my life. So I read that books. When I first read that book, I would not have even understood even a 1% of that book. But I kept reading. You know, I have to read it. I have to get something out of it. So that ways, I don't know then how many times I read that book and I was able to grasp something out of it, which really made such an effect on my life that I have no words to tell how it affected me. So then that it happened. So I came across that 3SRB group. So I downloaded that. I came to know that there is some app called 3SRB. I downloaded that app, and from there I got few contact numbers. So I contacted one of the number, and it was of Anju Bain. So she called me and she sent me a video of Rajan sir. So she said, you just listen to one of the videos and then you will yourself find your next step. So when I listened to the first video of Rajan sir, whatever she sent on whatever topic it was like non-stopping for me. I didn't leave even his single video after that, whatever was available on YouTube. So from there, I came to know about you also, Gaur sir. I don't know how I came across you, or maybe you sent me an email or something. So then you gave me your number and I chatted with you, and then you gave me Rajan sir's number also. So that from there I came to know about all this, and after that there is no looking back now. So I know there's lot to do and there is no end to it.
Wonderful. See, there are two things that come to my mind. You have been in Kriya Yoga. You must have been connected with Tavariyaji in some past life.
Maybe. I'm sure.
So he has found you. Because the Guru always finds. So I will come to that, because there are many people in our group who have this doubt. I don't have a Guru. So the Guru always finds you when your time has come. So he has found you. But I am coming to a more fundamental question. Question is, what does sadhana mean to you? Why are you doing what you are doing?
Somehow, like I was always into knowing more and more about understanding more about life. So we, from childhood only, we used to have so many classes as per our religion, and I used to attend all the classes and everything from the beginning itself. But then, of course, there was so much of learning in that, but somehow I felt that something or the other is missing. And then when I came across this thing, that missing link I found was like, now I have found that missing link, whatever was missing. And now I know I have so much what I have to do. I have a 24-hour work for me to do. Every minute, every moment, every second of my life is so precious to me. And not only precious to me, it is like none of my time is stressful now. I am so free of stress. I'm enjoying this game of life. So my fears, all my unanswered questions, and everything, as if I've started getting answers to each and every question.
So one thing, you said, all your fears have gone. So
Most of them.
The transformation is, fear has gone. As the lower chakras are being cleansed, these baser qualities begin to disappear. So fear has gone. How else has your, and there are several pointers to what you have just shared. You said that now I know that every moment of my life is very precious. So there is a very strong seeker inside you, and the seeker does not believe in wasting time. And that is why there is this kind of urgency about it. This is it. It is now or never.
Right, perfectly.
That thought
That's so
is
true.
there. So it is like this. And how else has your life changed? Anything else that you can?
Yeah, there are so many things I would like to share.
Because this is a sharing session.
Yeah, and I would really like to share, because a lot of change has happened. Not only with me, but with my family, in my family also, and my friend circle and others also. So when I started with my exercises and everything, being from a Sikh family, so it was like, in a way, not acceptable also, because these many things, they are not acceptable as per the Sikh religion. But
I can see that there are people in the traditional form of religion. So I have a lot of Sikh friends. So they have this kind of a thing that, okay, this book is the Guru. It contains everything. So I don't have to look beyond. I don't have to do anything beyond this.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad intention.
No, it's not a bad intention. Of course, it is not.
The book can give them everything, provided they really...
We understand it, actually. So when I understood whatever was written in the purpose of birth, I started understanding Guru Granth Sahib in a much deeper
Yes,
way.
that is true.
That opened my whole perspective of Shri Guru Granth Sahib.
Yes.
So that was a radical change in me. And I religiously started following exercises and everything which Rajan sir said or Tavaryaji wrote in the book from
So
3 years.
you are making another very important point, that true spirituality, it does not require you to change your religion.
No, not at all.
It gives you an understanding of your religion.
I didn't find anything contradictory to it. This is my personal opinion. I didn't find. Rather, I found whatever is written in that I was unable to actually understand earlier.
Yes.
Now I am able to understand it in a much, much, much clearer way.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So I started with my exercises, and the first thing I came to know is whatever is my routine, I need to make an extra effort, and the best extra effort is to get up early. So I started getting, first thing I did was I started getting up early, 2 hours early, so that I can finish with whatever I want to do before the day begins. So that was the first thing that change. I brought a change in my life. And with in those 2 hours, I used to do everything, every exercise, and as was told by Rajan sir, I started with refining. I started with the gold nugget. I started with 3S RB. I started with conscious sleep, and slowly I progressed in that. So now I am at phase 2 exercise.
Okay, wonderful.
So earlier, since my husband will of course know, if others won't know in the family, but at least my husband will know that I am doing all this. So he never supported me in a way, but he never opposed also. He said, it's your wish, if you want to do, you can do. And then what happened, Corona, we all were suffered from Corona, all the family members. And at that time, my husband and my father-in-law, they were hospitalized. And that time, when we were going to the hospital, my husband promised me, I said, like, I want to make this journey towards spirituality with you together. So he promised, yes, if I'll get well, when I'll come back from the hospital, I'll also start with the exercises. And by God's grace, he came perfectly fine. And then he also started with the exercises. And from that time, he's also doing. And then the change came in my sons. My son, he became very negative some 4-5 months back. And then he used to see me, watch me, and he also always used to condemn it and, say, Mama, you're not doing right. What is this? You're not eating. You have stopped eating. You have done this. You have done that. But then I never used to react. So when that depression phase came in his life, and I explained to him everything very, very patiently and everything. So he also understood, and he also started doing the exercises. So that was a good achievement. I won't say it an achievement. Yes, a turning point, of course. So my husband started doing, my son started doing, and then recently my younger son has also started doing with the exercises. So that's a change, not only in the family, but many of my friends. They also have started. They are listening.
Can we all clap for Samarjit? What a wonderful thing. This is really wonderful. Wow, I'm so glad you shared.
So in that ways, many of my friends also, those we were like moving together on this path, I told them also about this thing. They also started listening to the lectures, and many have shared like the change that have come in their life also. So that's been so much of change.
Wonderful, Samarjit. What a glorious, sharing. Wonderful. See, it is like this, that you were ready. Everybody is not that ready. So when people start, they are likely to find certain impediments. They are going to face challenges. So everybody may not have that easy a path or that kind of a profound change, but you have a history of these practices in the past births. So when it started in this life, you never looked back, and you were able to conserve so much of energy within yourself that you raised your personal vibration and frequency to such a level that you became an instrument of change in everybody's life. So
By
anyone who is,
grace of Kavalya ji, of course.
of course, it is his will, it is his wish or will or his blessing that has worked. But it is said that the vessel has to be pure. There is an old saying, I don't know whether it is true or not. It is said that the milk of a lioness cannot be kept in a copper vessel. It has to be a gold vessel. So that is the kind of merit that is needed. So you have that vessel, so it worked through you. Wonderful for you and wonderful for everybody
And
who
one thing, just
has come
one
in
thing I would
contact with.
like to add,
Yeah.
whatever I've been doing till date, whatever I have followed, the first thing I just do it is with trust, 100% trust. So that is, I think, what matters the most.
No, it is like this that you cannot, it worked for you, but for people who are now starting on the path, for them trust will not come so easily. You have done these practices. See, sometimes we tend to judge people that others don't have trust or they are struggling. But the thing is like this, that you have done it in many past lives, you were not aware. So just one switch of, and the or one turning of the key in the ignition, and the engine came into full throttle. But there are people who may be starting, so they are going to face challenges. They will have to deal with their own sense of lethargy, their own sense of doubt. As human beings, when we evolve, we go through a process of exploration. The journey of evolution is a process of exploration. So we all have come, maybe in the mineral form, maybe in the plant kingdom, maybe in the animal kingdom. And from all this, passing through this, we have evolved into human beings. So if you look at human beings, sometimes when you look at people, you can see that somebody is walking like a tortoise, somebody walks like an elephant, somebody, in somebody's personality you see a lion. So how do you perceive that? Because they are coming from those species, and they are bringing forward those animalistic tendencies in them, and that is so visible. So evolution has to happen. So initially what happens is that when a human being comes, he is initially, what are his needs? Survival. So he is mostly concerned about survival. But when survival needs are fulfilled, then he starts evolving, then he goes in, and then apart from survival, there are physical needs, sex, procreation, this, that. But at some point of time, when all these needs are fulfilled, then he will go into something finer. So he wants to learn, he wants to have knowledge, he wants to become an artist, he wants to be creative, he wants to do something, he wants to help people, he wants to become a person who is a reformer, whatever. So the area in which one is applying his senses or his mind, that becomes more and more refined. But in the process, one is also accumulating a lot of experience and understanding. That initially, in some lifetime, a person may have not eaten good food many lifetimes, so he will eat He'll be a glutton. And then he has diabetes, he suffers, body begins to wither away. Then if he has really awareness, then that understanding will go within him, and in the next lifetime or in other lifetimes, he will be very minimalistic insofar as consumption of food is concerned, because he knows that it is not going to give me joy. The joy, if any, that is derived is transitory. So a person becomes a, he's all these relationships, physical needs, all these, they give joy, but the joy is transitory. So at some point of time, maybe after the Theosophists say about 500 lifetimes later, then this thought arises that I have tried it all so much outside, I have gone out in this world, enjoyed, but there is no joy. I am not able to have restful sleep. I am so much burdened. So what do I do? So the journey starts. But as the journey starts, because a person has been too much dependent or too much accustomed to sense enjoyments, finer enjoyments, egoistical enjoyments, the journey is difficult. It's like any other journey. The challenges are there. But when a person has done this journey through several lifetimes, then somebody like you is born. You meet the master, not physically, but in the transcendental form or through the books, and your life changes completely, and there is no looking back. And you become a source of vehicle of energy of the master, because through you, the lives of many are being transformed, and many more are going to be transformed. So that is the purpose of life. Now the time will come when you will have discovered your purpose of life. So when the purpose of life is very clear, then the life becomes full of joy. Because you work, you do what is you are passionate about. The most happy people in this world are those who are doing a job that they are passionate about, they love. Most of the time we do jobs which we don't love. So it is something when that kind of synergy happens, then it's a song. Life is a song. It's a continuous song. So steadfastness is important, but we should be very compassionate with other people who cannot become steadfast, because we must recognize that every soul has an evolutionary path. So in their path, they have not reached that distance, perhaps, but they will reach. Everybody who is in the path will reach someday. So our job has to be supportive. We must help people, give them more confidence, give them more love, more help, and they will grow. So it was wonderful to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I don't know how this, maybe today you joined early and you started your video and we started.
Yeah, somehow my parents were not home, so I had to come back early at home. Otherwise, I'm at office right at this time. So I came back early, so I joined early.
Solibhai planned it.
Maybe.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And who else now goes? Anybody? Anju, you want to come in, say something? Come. So you say that you are new on the path.
Yes, sir.
So
Completely new.
What does sadhana mean to you?
I know nothing, sir. For me, it is like I cannot harm anyone. I'm true in every relation, whoever, with my maid, with my husband, with anyone. And I don't know. And then I do my work and then I wait for the result. That's it. Now, when this, like your platform is the first platform where I have learned something, or started following you, then it came to my mind ki, what is this? Is it something which I should follow? And what is the way of life? As I'm an astrologer also, there are few things which I can connect with astrology also, because if Jupiter and Ketu are together in the 5th house, it means that your guru is always with you, whether you are aware of him or not, but he is there with you, and he will always guide you. So such combinations are formed. I guess कि जो भी लोग कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, उनका कहीं ना कहीं ये कनेक्शन जरूर बनता है जिससे कि वो इस लाइन पे मूव होते हैं. एंड देन आई सॉ माई चार्ट. फिर मैंने अपना हॉरोस्कोप देखा, तो देन आई फाउंड कि अच्छा मेरे भी जुपिटर एंड केतु इज टुगेदर इन द 5th हाउस. सो मुझे लगा कि ठीक है,
You see other charts, but you haven't seen yours.
जो मैं कर रही हूँ शायद, और जब मैं सुनती हूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं मैं कनेक्ट कर पाती हूँ. अच्छा ये चीज है और ये चीज ऐसे होनी चाहिए और मुझे लाइफ में इस तरह से आगे बढ़ना है. तो आई गेस कि मेरा सर अभी बहुत कम हुआ है.
Forgive me for interrupting
Yes.
you. You said I want to be true in every
Yes.
relationship.
Yes.
True to myself, true to my mate, true to my husband, my son. So what does being true mean to you?
I do not hurt anybody. I listen to them. और अगर उनका कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो I listen to them carefully and solve it. चाहे वो किसी भी रिलेशन में, I give my, मेरे साइड का जितना मैं कर सकती हूँ मैं, I give my 100%.
So how many people feel that this is the true sign of sadhana? Why we do sadhana is to become true in every relationship, true to ourselves. Nazia, you want to come in and say something?
Yes, sir. Because one of the signs of a true seeker is who reflects inside. जैसे अंजू जी said that she wants to be true, so she is completely focusing on her actions, not what others are doing. She is focusing on herself. That what am I doing? Am I giving my 100%? So it is a sign of very advanced.
So Anju, you have your answer. Whether you knew it or not, whether you may say that I am totally new to sadhana, but whether you knew
Yes,
it or not, you were doing sadhana. If all
Okay.
your life so far you have been trying to be true, that is sadhana. क्योंकि साधना अगर हम करते भी हैं तो हम किसी को धोखा देने के लिए नहीं करते. It is not to just give the divine or God an impression that, oh, I am a very noble, gentle soul, this, that. It's not that. It's just about becoming true. So whether you know it or not, this was sadhana. It's okay. Maybe that when the karmic balance came to that point where you had to be introduced to it in a formal way. So you met some people, you came for sound healing to me.
Yes,
but
sir.
that healing session turned out that you were not able to take that energy. So I said, okay, let us have a Zoom counseling session, and then something else emerged. So it is like this, that this is how destiny works. So our masters who have been guiding us from above, we don't know them. But when the turnaround has to happen, then we are introduced to something or some people or some change happens, some circumstances arise, that the life's answers start coming.
Yes.
So like your dilemma was that what is the way out for me? What is it that
Yes.
I am meant to do in life?
Yes, sir.
So now that dilemma has disappeared.
Yes, sir.
So that is also part of your sadhana. Because why do we do sadhana? We are here to help other people.
Yes.
So if you know if the science of astrology that you practice, it can become a means of helping other people. That is sadhana. So the more you help other people, the more you will grow. So Nazia, she has answered the question in a wonderful way.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Najee, thank you.
Thank you. And anybody else who is going to come next? You have any questions? And Anju?
No, sir.
Any
Not now.
anything that you can think of is holding you back?
Like I'm hesitant. I don't know how to proceed actually.
You don't know how to proceed.
Yes.
We are not proceed. How? I mean, what do you want to do, and what you think you are not? You don't know how to do.
Like I am unable to understand like what is sadhana, whether I have to get up early in the morning and do the sadhana or practice meditation, and is it
Some
that
meditative practice you have to adopt.
okay?
You know, you heard Samarjit, she is doing the kriya, the exercises given by Sulita Varyaji, who was a great master, and her life has changed completely. So there should be, you should look around. Which practice is that one which I like?
Okay, sir.
So you take that practice and make it a regular habit that I will do this.
Okay, sir.
Even if say you are doing some Agnihotra at home in the morning, make a regular practice. So no break. Then the other thing is that if you do one practice, then other practices that you need, you will be able to attract.
Okay, sir.
See, in Yoga Vasishtha, there is this kind of dialogue between Lord Ram and his Guru, Vasishtha. So Ram has a lot of questions, lot of queries. It's a long dialogue. But if anybody can just get hold of Yoga Vasishtha, they should read it. Because every other Gita, every other dialogue is between the master and ordinary disciple, a human being. But here, the dialogue is between the master and an incarnation of God. And the questions that Lord Ram asks, they are very profound questions. And Vasishtha tells him this, that look, Ram, you know the answer already. You know everything, but you know it intellectually. Because all the answers are hidden in the questions that you are asking. You know the answers, but still you are asking because you have not experienced. And I will give you the teaching. And after listening to my Upadesh, you will understand. So it is about transmission, that Guru transmits something to the disciple and the disciple knows. So in Samarjit's case, when she started doing the exercises, transmission happened.
Yes.
So there was no doubt, nothing. Now you seem to have question. Okay, fine. But whatever you pick up, you make your own self your guru. So whatever your mind and your likes and dislikes tell you that this is good for you, you accept that and do it sincerely. When you will do it, then what happens is that your devotion or your energy which you put into that exercise will attract other practices. So from one to the other, from other to the third one, you will go. And that is how you progress.
Okay,
But
sir.
don't get attached to your practice also.
Yeah, sir.
Because on the path, everything changes. What you need today may not be your need tomorrow. And then you will have to do something else. So if you get attached, overly attached to something, then it will become an impediment. It will hold you back. So look at people who are very much attached to their caste, creed, religion, this, that, whatever. So what happens? They become intolerant. They cannot accept other people. And what every religion is telling, that the divine is playing in the form of everybody else. So that attachment or identification with a particular belief system becomes the impediment. Like Samarjit spoke about her family.
Yeah.
They are devout fine. But initially, they found, what is this lady doing some exercise? What is that? So there is a kind of barrier. So we ourselves can sometimes create that barrier. So we have to be prepared to understand that everything is a path. When we have to progress, then at some point of time, when the path has served its purpose, we have to let go of the path. So does that seem good to
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So for those of you who may not know her, Anju is a good astrologer.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anju. Anybody else who will come? Now we are just talking, you see. The whole idea is to just explore and see. Shashi, you are smiling. You want to say something?
No, I am just, I think, so lucky to have had you in my life, because after Rishikesh, I fell into certain plateau stages or certain scenes where I stopped my practices or became doubtful or bored. And, uh, you know, every time that happened, the trigger factor in making me active and come on to the path was you, and very sincerely even Ranjana ji, because the 4 o'clock early morning practice, through just following you and just hearing you and doing nothing more, I lost my sense of meanness, in which I was mean, harsh, stingy, egoistical, and all those aspects. They started slowly melting away, and there, of course, there are so many flaws even now. But at least I look at it. First I wasn't even
Yes.
aware of my
Yeah.
flaws,
Yes.
and this, simply by the rote of following about Brahmurat, just watching your breath, feeling the oneness of the atmosphere early in the morning, you actually see, directly experience it. And then the sheer richness of the myriad ways which you introduce to us, sheer richness. Sometimes it's Nad, which is Brahm. Sometimes you teach us pranic healing, sometimes meditation. You see, I mean, a human body, the richness and style which you have introduced is different from the more single style which is taught in Rishikesh. So what happens is that if you're not progressing in one style, you start progressing in the other. And the main emphasis in Rishikesh would be on jap and on rituals. And there also you pointed the pitfall that, then it becomes sakamik puja. So almost to make it, not laced with kamana, of self-satisfaction, even that you start watching. And sometimes you need it, kamna, for the simple reason it's a utility thing, because you have to help the family, you have to help your friends, you have to help the people around you. So to that extent, kamna is necessary. But once you break that, then you start expanding and you have look at the country, the society, the people, and eventually Mother Earth herself. Everyone belongs to her. So, every session, whether it's on forgiveness, whether it's on meditation, whether it is sitting under a pyramid, or whether it is through Madam Uma Rajan, using love to melt different
Blockages, yes.
in the body.
Yes.
I mean, all these, there's so much to say that I will fall short. So I said, all that I have to do is just be in your presence. So in a sense, I mean, very truthfully, the
No,
Guru principle is there.
it is, let me
All,
be very honest about it, Shashi,
yeah.
that when we started this Tuesday gatherings, initially for a few sessions, I was doing everything. And then one day it just thought
Yes,
came to me
yes,
that it is, I will not be able to carry it on week after week like this. And I don't
yes,
see visions. I don't hear things whispered in my ears, but I can sense certain things, and those messages are very powerful. And the next morning when I
yes,
woke up, there was this message that I had. It was very strong, that the masters had said that, look, this is not your program, this is our program. You are the facilitator. So be a good facilitator. And then they said that masters will come, or different masters will send different teachers, they will come and
Yes,
teach.
yes,
But you have to find them, you have to keep your eyes and ears open for them and let them come and you facilitate. So actually fact of and the masters also told me that every single person who will come on this platform as a participant is not an ordinary soul. They are coming from different traditions, they have done sadhana in different lifetimes. They have to be helped. And they have also sometimes, because they are past traditions, traditional growth, they need some kind of an exposure to some other means also.
yes,
So if it is an open platform, they will get that. So everybody gets what they need. So I have been here as a servant of the masters. And it has all been unfolding by itself. There's not much effort has been involved. It is like the effortless effort as is described in Gita. So we are really very, very fortunate to be here
very
as a
important.
group.
And look at Rajan Bhai's lectures.
Yes.
Amazing,
Great.
amazing mysticism and spirituality made so simple. The Om Dhwani Pranayam, that's a complete healing. It's a full mantra in itself. And the exercises. So you see the myriad things you've exposed us to. I have tried to incorporate most of them into my daily life. And that, in a sense, like 4 to 6 is jap. I do Guru jap and also Ranjana's meditation. Then 6 to 8 is pranayam. Then 8 to 10 is jap. So that way. But the only thing is that my problem is I tend to overcrowd because I want to have a finger in every pie.
Don't overdo it. That's it.
That is the weakness.
Enjoy.
Yeah. The only thing is I want to still be able to serve people much more than I am. That is the shortfall. Not able to serve
Fine.
people better.
Not a short.
That is
You
all.
are taken care of by Maharaj Ji, so you don't worry.
Thank you. Thank
That is
you.
an assurance I think each one of us here on this program or on this group has, that everybody has their masters, whether they know it or not, even if you don't know it. The masters are there who are taking care of you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, thank you, Shashi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you at least for being a part of my life.
Thank you.
भाई साहब जितेंद्र मौर्य जी ने हैंड रेज किया हुआ है।
मौर्य को मैं स्पॉटलाइट करता हूँ। अपने को अनम्यूट करो जितेंद्र।
Hello, sir.
Just a moment. Yes, please go ahead, Jitendra.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. जी.
Sir, मैं कुछ शेयर करना चाहता हूँ।
हाँ, बोलो ना।
Sir, actually, during lockdown, मेरे लाइफ में फर्स्ट टाइम 3SRB और ये सारी चीजें आई थी। तो एक बहुत ही स्ट्रेंज इंसिडेंट हुआ था मेरे साथ कि मैंने जब पहली बार 3SRB के बारे में सुना तावरिया जी से और फिर मैंने कुछ लेक्चर्स देखे और आई थिंक 2-3 दिन तक मैंने बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स देखे 3SRB पर। तो मुझे अंदर से बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग एक इच्छा हुई इसको करने की और मैंने पूरा दिन पूरा दिन तो नहीं कहूँगा लेकिन 4-5 घंटे कंटिन्यूस मैंने 3SRB किया और उसके बाद मैं मार्केट गया बाहर। मार्केट में से आते हुए मैं सिर्फ 10 मिनट के लिए मार्केट गया, आते हुए मुझे चक्कर आया और मैं गिर गया और मेरा यहाँ से पूरा ब्लीडिंग होने लगा। और फिर मैं घर पे आया और उसके बाद 1-2 दिन तक मैंने रेस्ट लिया, लेकिन उसके बाद फिर मुझे अंदर से ऐसा कुछ हुआ कि अरे ये इतना एक साथ नहीं करना चाहिए शायद। फिर मैंने और भी चीज़ें उसके ऊपर स्टडी की 3SRB के ऊपर, फिर एक्सरसाइजेस वगैरह सब सारी चीज़ें देखी मैंने और फिर धीरे धीरे और आज ऐसा हो गया है कि मतलब मैं रिफाइनिंग भी कर रहा हूँ और 3SRB अभी तो एक नेचुरल ब्रीदिंग होगी बिकॉज आई एम डूइंग इट फ्रॉम लास्ट 2 years और अभी वो नेचुरल हो गया है बिकॉज वो रात को सोने से पहले भी म्यूजिक लगाता हूँ और सुबह उठते ही सबसे पहली म्यूजिक ही मेरे कान में जाती है। सो वो ब्रीदिंग अभी तो आई थिंक पैटर्न बन चुका है मेरे अंदर। तो ये एक चीज थी। और सर जैसे ही मैं
नहीं, ये बताओ क्या ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आया?
सर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मेरे लाइफ में मुझे बहुत सारे ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस आए। इवन मैं पहले शुरुआत करूँ तो एंगर से। मैं बहुत शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड था या चिड़चिड़ा था, बट जैसे धीरे धीरे ये सारी प्रैक्टिसेस मैंने अडेप्ट की, तो अपने आप जैसे मुझे गुस्सा आने वाला होता था, आई कैन सी द एंगर इनसाइड मी, जैसे कुछ जल रहा है अंदर, गुस्सा ऐसे गर्म एक हीट अंदर पैदा हो रही है, एंड आई कैन सी दैट हीट। और जब मैं वो हीट को देख रहा हूँ, वो हीट अपने आप शांत हो रही है। तो एक ये चीज मेरे अंदर डेवलप हुई। उसके बाद राजन
ये
भाई ने
इससे, हाँ, just forgive me for the interruption.
Yes, sir.
See, what Jitendra is pointing is, it's a very wonderful experience. It is upgradation of awareness. When our awareness is not there, then we get completely involved in whatever impulse comes up. So if anger comes up, we just go flow with the anger, and we lose our ability to think properly, to say what is correct. And as the awareness goes higher, then it becomes possible for us to separate ourselves with the mind and the emotions. So if emotion comes up, we are able to see that emotion, and when we are able to see that emotion, we can decide whether it is good for me, what is it that it is doing to me.
yes,
अगर हमारे मन में अशांति हो गई है और उस अशांति में हम फंस गए, तो उस अशांति से हमारे ऊपर क्या असर पड़ रहा है? तो जैसे बताया आपने कि कनपटी गर्म हो रही है या एंगर है, हीट जनरेट हो रही, तो ये सबका एक्सपीरियंस है, सबको होता है, लेकिन वो उसको देखते नहीं, रुक गए।
right,
तो
right.
ये अवेयरनेस अपग्रेड होने से क्या हुआ, एक पॉज का निर्माण हो जाता है कि देयर इज अ
हाँ,
गैप. So you start watching things from a gap, and when you start watching things from a gap, then you suddenly realize, oh, it is very silly. What is this? And it drops. The moment you think or you understand that it is not good, it is just a play of the mind, then it drops. So this is transformation. So always look out for those changes.
sir, one more thing I would like to ask you कि जैसे कि एंगर के ऊपर तो मेरा काफी कंट्रोल आ चुका है अभी. आई मीन नॉट कंट्रोल, बट आई कैन सी एंगर.
You can see it.
बट अदर इमोशंस लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल सेक्सुअल ड्राइव्स एंड व्हाट आई कैन से, जैसे किसी कोई लव्ड वन है, वो अगर दूर जाता है तो एक पेन होता है अंदर. सो दीज ऑल थिंग्स आर स्टिल देयर इन मी, और ये इन चीजों में मैं अभी भी बह जाता हूँ. तो
नहीं,
व्हाट कैन
ऐसा
आई
है,
डू?
देखो बेटा, ये जो है, इट इज ए जर्नी. See, you have started from wherever you are to go to Kailas,
यस,
मानसरोवर. अभी उस रास्ते में कुछ जगह तो ट्रैफिक जैम मिलेगा, कहीं थकान आ जाएगी, कहीं पत्थर में गिर जाओगे, कहीं कुछ हो जाएगा. तो ये तो रास्ता है. तो इस रास्ते को भी पहचानना बहुत जरूरी है कि ये रास्ता है. अगर ऐसा, हमारे तावरिया जी क्या हमको बोलते थे, उनका कि 300 जन्मों तक मैंने साधना की है, 300 जन्मों का मुझे पता है, और
ओके,
एक जन्म का पता है कि कैसे जो है अपग्रेडेशन ऑफ अवेयरनेस हुआ. It's a journey. So if you have started on a journey to go to Mount Kailas. So everything will happen in its own time. I remember that when I began to meditate, my mind would not stay quiet even for 5 minutes. So I went to my Guru Mai, and told her कि Guru Mai, ध्यान तो करते हैं, मन नहीं लगता है, बहुत भागता है. तो उन्होंने क्या जवाब दिया, उन्होंने ऐसे उंगली की, बोला लिटिल बाय लिटिल. It happens little by little. Why it is important? It is very important because when it happens little by little, then you will reach that state when one day you will be able to guide other people. The
Yes.
master, Tavariyaji, if he wants, he can give you that state in this moment itself. But that will be borrowed enlightenment.
Right, sir.
Grace has happened. What will you do? You will go to Himalayas, sit there in some kind of a cave. But the purpose of growing in spirituality is twofold. One is for ourselves. We know the purpose of life. This life is very precious.
Yes, sir.
So once we were traveling and Soli Tavariyaji asked me कि मुक्ति क्या है? कार में जा रहे थे दोनों.
हाँ.
मैंने उनको जो स्क्रिप्चरल आंसर होता है वो दिया कि हाँ एक बार तो once we leave this body you don't come back, you are free. And he was sitting by my side and he put a tap on my head and he said, अरे बेवकूफ, ये दुनिया ये भगवान की बनाई हुई दुनिया है, ईश्वर यहाँ खेल रहा है, तो इस दुनिया से ऐसे बेजार क्यों होना कि इससे भागने की बात सोचो. एंड देन ही सेड, इतना सा कर्म बचा कर रखने का. ही ऑल्सो मेड दिस जेस्चर. इतना सा कर्म बचाकर, सब कर्म खत्म हो जाएंगे तो भी अगर पूरे कर्म खत्म कर दोगे तो ये शरीर नहीं रहेगा. दिस बॉडी इज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ कर्मा.
Yes, sir.
सो ही सेड कि इतना सा कर्म बचाकर रखने का, बार बार जाने का और बार बार आने का और यहाँ पर खेलने का. So see, look at the magnanimity of this statement.
It's like Leela. जैसे
It's
श्री
Leela.
कृष्ण जी.
He said, yes, you do your Leela. God is doing his Leela. You become part of that Leela, but just do Leela from a higher plane. And this was what he was doing. Whatever little I came to know him, I was not his student. I never did any of the exercises that he was teaching. But somehow he loved me and he allowed me entry into his house. I became a kind of a son. He had so many sons. So it is like this, but he gave me an understanding what it is like to become Soli Tavariya. The second time when I saw him, I went to his house, because that is how I learned that there is one kind of day which is an open day and anybody who is sick or anybody who is in difficulty or anything can come to his house. So I went and sat in the drawing room. I was after office I had gone, so I was late a bit. So there were already 15 persons sitting before me, and he would come to everybody. And this man was brilliant, radiant, सफेद ट्विल की शर्ट, मक्खन सीन, सफेद मक्खन सीन का पैंट, शर्ट में सोने के बटन लगे हुए, चेहरे पर एक जैसे कहते हैं कि दिव्य आभा चमक रही है. और वो आदमी आकर हर एक से पूछता है, व्हाट कैन आई डू फॉर यू. ही नेवर यूज्ड टू आस्क एनीबॉडी देयर नेम, देयर रिलीजन or their nationality. Whosoever had come, he knew, my Guru has sent these persons to me. I have to serve them. They would ask, what can I do for you? And then sitting there, I had this experience that every single person who has come, ज़्यादातर लोग तो बीमार थे, वो flower remedies देते थे, दवा लेने के लिए आए. लेकिन किसी को आशीर्वाद दिया, किसी को थपथपाया, किसी को कुछ किया. और सबका उनका एक फेवरेट जेस्चर था, जो भी है उसके चेहरे को अपने दोनों हाथों में ऐसे ऐसे थपथपाने का. बूढ़ा है, जवान है, आदमी है, औरत है, बच्चा है, कोई भी है, सबको सुखी रहो, आशीर्वाद देकर जाने का. And I had this distinct understanding that every single person who has come, he is not the same who is going out. He has changed. Because the love of this great man has transformed. He may not know it. He may have thought, I have come to receive some medicine for some physical problem. But he is receiving a medicine for life. And this medicine, this seed which Soli Bhai has planted, will sprout in some lifetime. His life will change forever. But look at the greatness of the Guru. The Guru waits. The Guru is not in a hurry. Because unless you are ready, if the Guru gives you enlightenment, or Guru gives you the understanding or freedom from all the cravings, then you cannot handle it. We cannot handle it. So therefore, it is always good to progress little by little.
Little by little.
Because when we progress, then we will be able to share our journey with other people.
Yes, sir.
He told me one day that, बेटा तुमको पता नहीं है, इस जन्म में तुमको शक्तिपात मिला है गुरुमाई चिद्विलासानंद से, या जो भी गुरु तुम्हारे रहे, उन्होंने कितने दिन तुम्हारी प्रतीक्षा की, कितने दिन तुम्हारे ऊपर नजर रखी है. He told me कि I asked him, you don't allow people to touch your feet. He said, yes, I don't allow. Because I don't want to behave like a guru. People who are coming to me, if I show them the guru's form, they will run away. They are not ready to accept me as a guru. And then he said, I will come back after 1600 years to re-establish Patanjali's Yoga Sutras on this planet. But then everybody who has come in contact with me, they would have grown. And they will not run away when I will show them the form of the Guru. So this is the nature. The Guru is so compassionate. The Guru is so understanding. So we have to be very compassionate with ourselves and don't ask for something overnight. And there is one live example there, that was somebody who had come to Baba Muktanand. He was an athlete from the Olympics, a very strong man, an American, and he once told Baba that, Baba, I want enlightenment just now. Can you give it to me? And Baba smiled and he said, yes, I can give it to you, but can you handle it? So he said, yes, I am so physically endowed, I can just bear everything. So Baba said, ठीक है, उधर बैठ जाओ. And he just looked at him and this man sat. And after about 10 minutes or so, he started shouting. He said, please take this away. My whole body is on fire. Please take it away. And then Baba just gave him a piece of chocolate to eat. And he became quiet. So Baba told him that, look, you have to undergo a lot of purification, physically and mentally. Otherwise, you cannot handle it. So what you are doing, those exercises, they are doing the purification work at the physical level and at the mental level. So let it happen.
Yes, sir. I'll give you one example that happened with me, because I used to take alcohol previously. So जब मैंने शुरू किया एक्सरसाइज करना, तो ऑटोमेटिकली मेरे अंदर वो एक चेंज आने लगा कि मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता था. फिर धीरे धीरे मैं एक भी सिप अगर लिया मैंने, तो मेरे अंदर ही कुछ ऐसा होता था कि वॉमिटिंग सेंसेशन कुछ ऐसा. फिर धीरे धीरे वो इच्छा ही मर गई, और फिर अभी मैंने आई थिंक एक साल हो गया मैं तो बिल्कुल ड्रिंक नहीं कर रहा हूँ अभी. तो वो भी एक अपने आप, मैंने कभी ऐसा डिसाइड नहीं किया कि मुझे अब स्पिरिचुअलिटी में जाना है तो मैं बंद कर दूंगा, आई डोंट वांट टू ड्रिंक. बट वो अपने आप हुआ. Purified my body. Exercises
Why do
I
people
think.
take alcohol? Why people take alcohol? Because they want to forget their pains. They want to get into a different zone. They want to enjoy something. So you are already getting that high from within. So when you are getting that high, spirituality gives you a high. It puts you into a high frequency zone. So when you are getting there, then the dependence upon outer agents to go into that frequency or go into that zone, that will disappear. It will not be needed. So
Yes.
बहुत अच्छा लगा जितेंद्र, मेरे ख्याल से फेस टू फेस
थैंक यू
बात हम
सर,
लोग
थैंक यू मुझे
कैसे
ये
पहली बार हो
अपॉर्चुनिटी
रही है।
देने के लिए।
नहीं नहीं, you most welcome. That is why these sharings are so important. Anybody else? Who has raised hand now? No, nobody.
Sir, this is Amit. Amit Pasan.
Amit Masan. Where are you, Amit? Can I?
Sir, I'm in New Jersey actually, but I'm currently driving. I'm trying to drop my daughter to school because it's
Acha,
morning time here.
So you want to say something, Amit?
There's a lot to share. But I can start with small things. So I exercises from my in-laws. They were doing this. My in-laws, Dr. Pamnani and Varsha Pamnani, they have been doing these exercises for many years, probably about 35 years now, or since they learned from Sri Tavarya ji. So I have got a lot of, I think the transformational change that I have seen, number one was definitely anger. I think that has improved a lot in me in terms of after doing the exercises, the anger has completely almost gone. I would not say 100%, but yes, a lot of it has vanished. And then I have had certain experiences that I have seen or you know, I what the you seen because so 6-7 years ago I started these exercises and PSRB sessions. In one of these sessions or recordings of Sri Tavarya ji on YouTube, he has said that if you do 3SRB for 24 hours, God will come and hold your hand and he will be your guide. So one of that at one time about 6 years ago when I started doing this 3SRB and I probably would have touched that 24-hour mark. I did see certain images on my left hand side of the body where I was doing the exercises, and those images kind of showed me that either it's Sri Tavarya ji or somebody else who is kind of here to guide me. And since then, I have always felt that Sri Tavarya ji or my Guruji or my master is around me whenever I'm doing even a small thing. And whatever I'm doing, I try to seek his permission for everything. You know, I do 3SRB for a few minutes and I try to understand what is it like. And then somehow the thought will come whether I should do it, whether I should not do it. I try to continue myself and I try to understand everything that I'm doing. And it somehow I always feel that the guide is with me. Recently, I have started doing something which is kind of guided by Sri Rajan sir. So I was in a life's one of the difficult situation last year, and I called Rajan sir and I said, how do I get out of it? And Sri Rajan sir said, you know, between 6:45 and 7:15 is the communication time with Sri Tavarya ji. So you आपको दिया करना है और दिया करके आप जो भी आपकी issues है उसको रख दो, and then you will find your issues getting resolved, which actually happened. So I think one of the things I have seen is a lot of changes have come, a lot of guides have come, but recent and most important that change has starting to kind of dwindle upon me rather is I used to love Mahabharata a lot. So I have seen that old Mahabharata on YouTube probably like 500, maybe 1,000 times. I don't know why, but I love that episodes and everything and every small thing so much. But I was trying to find the reason why I'm so much attached to Ramayana and Mahabharata both in such a like an attached way. So recently, one of the friends told me, you know, like why did Gita happen and why did Gita happen during Mahabharata? So, and then I have started trying to, you know, steer my direction towards Gita, and I'm trying to understand maybe that is my path which I was not understanding, and maybe I should go towards Gita more. So just sharing my thoughts so far. I am sure I have a lot to say, but I'll keep it short.
Okay, thank you, Amit. Thank you so much for sharing this. And and what Amit shared, what Rajan Bhai told Amit to do to get out of his problem was something that Soli Bhai told us when he introduced in his introductory lecture on the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So in that introductory lecture, Soli Bhai gave a lot of emphasis on the first sutra, which says that Atha Yoga Anushasanam. And Soli Bhai said that this sutra is very important because Patanjali is talking to his own disciples in the Gurukul, and he is telling them that now begins the discipline of yoga. So you have come here, you are ready, you are keen to learn, and I am there to teach. And because of this synergy between me and you, some transmission will happen. And when I say something, you will be able to grasp exactly that. So Levi said that any scripture that you read, if you are reading with the mind, then you will get only that which your mind tells you. But if there is surrender to the scripture, if there is a contact with the Guru, then you will read, and whatever you read, the exact understanding of what the master wanted to say, that will come to you. So he said to all of us who were present there, he said, you want to proceed on the path of yoga, you want to learn the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, so you have to connect with me. And he said the easiest way to connect with me is that between 6:45 to 7:15, take some time, take a few minutes, and just remember me. And
Sir,
when
I have a question. Sorry.
Go ahead. Just let me finish.
Yes, absolutely.
So he said that when you remember me, I will know. I have cosmic awareness and I will respond. But for some time you will not understand. You will not be able to grasp my response. But it doesn't matter. When I respond, your life will change. And at some point of time, you will get the understanding that you will be able to communicate with me in a two-way communication. So whatever you say and whatever is my response, that you will know very clearly. So this is the practice that he had given. And that is why Rajan Bhai said that you have this problem, you just put it to Soli Bhai between this time and he will take care. So he did that. So it is like this. You go ahead and ask your question, Amit.
So, so sir, one thing that has changed since then is, without fail, I have been waking up around that time, and I'm doing my exercises and even a little bit of meditation during that time. So what has changed is I am kind of sticking to that discipline of waking up early at that time and doing my exercises. So that has changed, which is really helped me with a lot of other things too. So that's number one. But the question that I have is why I'm going more a little bit towards Gita now. Like what I'm not understanding is what is the ultimate path that I am probably not understanding, and this direction towards Gita is steering me to.
This is an irrelevant question, Amit. It's a question which is being put up by the mind. And
okay.
It is like this, that you are being led to Gita because you have to have a better understanding of the path. And you look at Gita. Gita is something where Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in so many ways. All the systems he explains. He is trying to get Arjuna the understanding of the self and to know that he is free. Arjuna is bound. In the middle of the battle, he says, oh, I can't fight all these people. They are my elders, my relatives. I can't do anything. And the Lord says, oh, you have to fight. You are born as a Kshatriya. You are here in this battlefield. You have to fight. And Arjuna does not understand any of this. He is not such a great disciple. So even though Lord Krishna tries to teach him in so many ways, his doubts are persisting. So what does Lord Krishna do? He shows him the cosmic form. Arjuna always treated him as a friend, as a human being. And the Lord shows him that cosmic form. He says, all these people that whom you think they are your elders and you are going to kill and you will be guilty of killing them, they are already dead. Everything, this whole creation has come out of me and it is going back to me at the time of dissolution. So you just forget about it. You understand the enormity of this creation, you understand the enormity of existence, and you are just a cog in the wheel. You play a role. Don't be identified with the role. And with that one experience, Arjuna becomes enlightened. And he falls to Krishna's feet, he prays to him. It's a beautiful prayer in the Gita, which Arjuna has done to Lord Krishna after having the cosmic vision. So Gita is something which can be applied anywhere. It is not a path. It is like our Tuesday gathering where all paths are merging.
Okay.
So it is, and then if you have to grow, our growth, spiritual growth, comes in many ways. It sometimes comes in terms of growth of understanding. So what Gita stands out for me is that that the Guru is so powerful. If you don't understand, it doesn't matter, because when the Guru is powerful, he will make you understand one way or the other.
Got it. Okay.
So you just don't bother. If the thought has come, you go and explore. But explore with an open mind. Don't read Gita as if you are being unfaithful to Solita Varyaji. And don't read Gita that, if sometimes you feel that it is not working for you, then you feel guilty that why did I do this? If it doesn't work for you, just leave it. That's it. It's a part of growth.
Okay.
People are so much caught up, that should I go to this guru? This guru is charging money, this guru is doing this guru is doing that. All these questions are worthless questions. If there is a real seeker and he feels that he needs to have a master, he should go to that guru and find out what the guru is teaching and see whether it works for him. So the guru gives a practice,
Right.
you take that practice and use it. If it works for you, very, very good. Everybody may be condemning that guru, but he has given you something which has helped you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the way of the seeker. The seeker will not be swayed by the opinions of others. The seeker will not be swayed by the opinions of his own mind. He is the real scientist. What does the scientist do? The scientist makes experiments, tests everything in his laboratory. If the results are harmonious, he accepts it. If the results are not harmonious, he rejects it. He forgets it as a bad experiment or a bad experience. That's all. So as a spiritualists, we have to be scientists. We have to have the spirit of a scientist inside us. So be ready to experiment and learn from that experience. So if it is good, it is a good experience, it is a good learning. If it is bad, that also is a good learning. If that is the attitude, then we will always keep growing, because ultimately what is needed? Kriya is not an end in itself. Japa is not an end in itself. Meditation is not an end in itself. It is the means. It is the means to reaching to that stage of evolution where one knows himself and one knows the divine. So it is like this, that in this path or in this journey, we will have various paths coming up. We will have various experiences. We should be open to everything and have an attitude of respect for everything. And if something works for us, well and good. If something doesn't work for us, that also is well and good. At least we have learned that this is something which we should not be doing. That's it.
Right.
So have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, you did.
So be open, and whatever you see, the inner guidance is coming to you. You read Gita, so you read. Take a good commentary.
Okay.
If you are, devotionally inclined, take a commentary by Swami Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. If you are intellectually inclined, then take a commentary by Swami Chinmayananda. You are doing Kriya, so there is this, there's a beautiful commentary with the Kriya Yoga school, where everything has been explained in the form of the entire Gita. I mean, the entire Bhagavad Gita is explained in the form of Kriya experience.
Right.
So whatever suits you, you take and work. That's it. And if it at some point of time you feel that it is not working for you, just drop it. But there should not be any sense of guilt or remorse or resentment, nothing. It's part of the journey.
Right.
We have traveled for so many lifetimes, so many experiences have come. And all those experiences are deposited in our, the hard drive of our system. They are there. So it is one more experience, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No, so you are most welcome. I never knew that you would be participating.
Yeah, it's somehow when you, I always have this invite from you on the Tuesday gatherings group, but sometimes I am able to miss it. Sometimes I'm able to join. Today, somehow I was able to join.
No, we were also lucky because you were there and you shared something.
Thank you, sir.
And today I think it was Soli Bhai's satsang, because all the people who shared,
yeah,
quite a few people are from the stable of Soli Bhai. So wonderful. So I think we have taken, okay, we'll take one more share. शर्मा जी आप कुछ बोलेंगे? विजय शर्मा जी, आप तो पुराने भक्त हैं, साधक हैं, आप कुछ बताइए सबको अपने बारे में और साधना के बारे में.
मैं हेलो सर, आवाज आ रही?
हाँ, आवाज आ रही है, बोलिए.
मैं गुरुवाई से 1986 में जुड़ा हूँ. उसके पहले मुझे एक रिश्तेदार ने बताया था, पर मेरा मन नहीं हुआ कि मैं इस पद पर जाऊं, क्योंकि मैं समझता ही नहीं था कि गुरु क्या होते हैं. फिर उन्होंने मुझे बाबा की पुस्तक दी, चित शक्ति विलास, जिसको मैंने पढ़ा. 8 दिन तक मैं कंटिन्यूस पढ़ता रहा और पढ़ते पढ़ते मौन हो गया, और मौन होने के बाद में स्पॉन्टेनियसली ओम 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 निकल लगा. तो मेरी मिसेज ने कहा, मैं तुमको आश्रम नहीं ले जाऊंगी, तुम कहीं बाबा जी बन गए, वहां रह गए तो हमारा क्या होगा. लेकिन गुरु माई की कृपा थी. गुरु जब बुलाते हैं अपने साधक को तो स्वयं खिंचाव चला आता है. हम गए आश्रम 86 में बच्चों के सहित. मुझे एंट्री नहीं मिली. कहने आप तो कहीं सेंटर में जाते ही नहीं है, आपको कैसे. मैंने कहा मैंने चित शक्ति विलास पढ़ी है. तो वहाँ सेवानंद स्वामी ने कहा अच्छा आइए. बस सेकंड डे हमने गुरुमाई जी के दर्शन किए, और गुरुमाई जी ने जैसे ही मेरा नाम यहाँ लिखा हुआ था विजय शर्मा पढ़ा, ओ मैं इतना रोने लगा कि आधे घंटे तक आंसू मेरे बंद नहीं हुए. और मैं धन्य हो गया. उस दिन मुझे शक्तिपात मिला और मेरे पूरे परिवार को शक्तिपात हो गया। उसके बाद मैंने वहाँ इंटेंसिव भी दिया और फिर धीरे धीरे मैं हर महीने आश्रम जाने लगा इंदौर से, हर महीने इंदौर से आश्रम। तो अपने सर आप जानते हैं शरद शर्मा जी, चीफ सीआईटी, वो हमारे आईएसी हुआ करते थे यहाँ पर। उनको मालूम पड़ा तो उन्होंने कहा, अरे शर्मा जी कुछ पुरुषार्थ करो, क्या बाबाओं के चक्कर में पड़ो। तो मैंने कहा सर वहाँ जो आनंद आता है मैं कह नहीं सकता, आपको एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता। तो फिर उन्होंने क्या करा कि जब कभी भी बॉम्बे का कोई टूर होता था तो मेरा नाम पहले आता था कि चलो आश्रम हुआ है ना। तो उन्होंने मेरे को कई दफे आश्रम के दर्शन करवाए। ये तो मेरा छोटा सा एक्सपीरियंस है। लेकिन जब से मैं गुरुमाई के संपर्क में आया, उनकी साधना शुरू की, तो मेरे अंदर ये परिवर्तन आया कि गुस्सा मेरा एकदम खत्म हो गया। ड्रिंक्स करता था वो ऑटोमेटिक छूट गई और घर में एकदम शांति रहने लग गई, बच्चों के साथ बड़े प्रेम से रहने लग गया। बस ये अनुभव है।
क्या साधना नित्य करते हैं आप?
ध्यान
ध्यान करते हैं। सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर, थैंक यू। और कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं? कोई आपको ऐसी चीज लगती है कि कोई साधना में कोई कमी रह गई है, कुछ कुछ कोई व्यवधान है?
व्यवधान तो कुछ भी नहीं, सब तरफ से। लेकिन कभी कभी क्या होता है, जैसे ध्यान बैठते हैं तो विचार जो आते जाते खत्म ही नहीं होते, फिर वन पॉइंटेड जैसे होते हैं वो। एक दफे कहीं मैंने सुना था कि अगर 60 सेकंड का भी ध्यान लग जाए तो बहुत है। तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि 60 सेकंड का ही ध्यान लग जाए तो बड़ा अच्छा अनुभव होता है। जिस दिन ऐसा सोच लेता हूँ, और फिर तो एक दो दफे तो मुझे नील बिंदु के भी दर्शन हुए सर
जी
ध्यान में, उससे मैं बहुत प्रभावित हुआ हूँ। यही मेरा अनुभव है।
थोड़ा जप को थोड़ा बढ़ाएं तो ये जो आपको लग रहा है ना, वो चीज चली जाएगी।
ठीक, थैंक यू।
या दूसरा ये कि आपको कहाँ तक संभव होगा थोड़ा कुछ प्राणायाम करें, कोई ऐसी चीज कि जिससे कि हमारे शरीर का की फ्रीक्वेंसी और वाइब्रेशन, उसकी एनर्जी बढ़ जाए। तो उससे क्या होता है, अक्सर लोगों का, जो लोग ध्यान करते हैं उनको ये विश्वास होता है कि ये ध्यान एक तरह की मानसिक प्रक्रिया है, इट्स ए मेंटल एक्सरसाइज। लेकिन मन और शरीर दोनों एक दूसरे से अलग नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर हम मन ढूंढने जाएं कि मन कहाँ पर है, तो कहाँ बताएंगे कहाँ पर है? ब्रेन तो बता सकते हैं कि ब्रेन यहाँ है, लेकिन मन कहाँ है ये नहीं बता सकते। तो इस शरीर की एक एक सेल को अगर हम देखेंगे तो कोई भी एक सेल करीब करीब 3 लाख फंक्शंस कर रही है, 3 लाख तरह की चीजें उससे हो रही हैं। तो कितनी इंटेलिजेंट है, और उस सेल में इतनी भी उसकी भी समझ है कि एक दिन वो सेल अपने आप को समाप्त कर देती है, वो मर जाती है और दूसरी सेल को पैदा कर देती है। म्यूटेशन जो है, एक सेल म्यूटेशन की क्वालिटी यूनिक है। लगता है आपको आवाज सुनाई नहीं दे रही है? हाँ, तो सेल म्यूटेशन कर रही थी। इस तरह से सेल, हर सेल में एक इंटेलिजेंस है, और हर सेल का एक धर्म है कि जो ब्रेन की सेल है वो अपना काम जानती है, जो इंटेस्टाइन में सेल है वो अपना काम जानती है, जो हार्ट में सेल है वो अपना काम जानती है, जो गट में सेल है जिसका काम है कि जो कुछ रिलीज हो रहा है मटेरियल उसको निकालना, वो अपना काम जानती है। तो ये जो मन हम कहते हैं, अध्यात्म में मन, ये मन तो पूरे शरीर में है। 70 ट्रिलियन सेल्स हैं, इतनी तो विश्व की आबादी नहीं है, और एक आदमी चलता फिरता जो है वो 70 ट्रिलियन सेल्स को लिए हुए घूम रहा है, और उस हर सेल में अपनी समझ है। तो उन सेल के जो कलेक्टिव विजडम है उनकी जो कलेक्टिव फीलिंग है वही मन है। अब उस मन को रिफाइन करने के लिए ये लोग जो एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं सुनीता वरिया जी की, वो एक बहुत ही जो है सशक्त माध्यम है। तो उसमें कुछ रिफाइनिंग एक्सरसाइज करने के लिए ज्यादा कुछ समय नहीं लगता है, और उसके लिए एज भी कोई बैरियर नहीं है। तो अगर ऐसा कुछ आप करेंगे तो उससे क्या होगा, जो बॉडी का जो शरीर में जो सेल्स हैं उनका जो फ्रीक्वेंसी और वाइब्रेशन है वो बढ़ जाएगा। तो वो जब बढ़ जाता है तो मन अपने आप ही नियंत्रण में आने लगता है, कि जिसको हम कहते हैं कि डिस्ट्रैक्टेड माइंड है, वो विचार सोचता बहुत ज्यादा है, तो वो बहुत ज्यादा फिर सोचता नहीं है और इसको कंट्रोल करना आसान हो जाता है। तो इसलिए ऐसा है कि ये जो मानसिक एक्सरसाइज ध्यान पूरी तरह से नहीं है, इसका बहुत बड़ा संबंध है हमारी अपनी ऊर्जा से, कि हमारे शरीर में क्या ऊर्जा है। तो अगर दोनों को मिला दिया जाए तो बहुत ही एक हार्मोनियस स्थिति बन सकती है, जिससे कि हम ध्यान में बहुत जल्दी आगे जा सकते हैं। तो ऐसा मेरे मन में आया आपको बताने के लिए। थैंक यू।
मैं करूँगा अवश्य।
हाँ, आप सोचिएगा, यहाँ बहुत सारे लोग हैं सोली भाई के अनुयायी, तो किसी से भी आप संपर्क करें तो वो आपको बता देंगे। और वैसे भी राजन भाई का अपना वीडियो है जिसमें उन्होंने रिफाइनिंग एक्सरसाइजेस पर लेक्चर दिया था पूरा, और इंट्रोड्यूस किया था कि क्या क्या है, कैसे करते हैं। और कोई नहीं होगा तो हमारी हेमा जी हमेशा रेगुलरली कर रही हैं, हेमा जी से आप संपर्क कर। So I had thought that we will do a session of sound healing, but there is no time for that. I wanted to introduce everyone to some new frequencies I have got. So what to do? Anybody else wants to share something, or we can do a short meditation? क्या चाहिए? कोई बोल नहीं रहा कुछ?
Short meditation.
Meditation.
Meditation, okay. So take a comfortable posture. Become aware of your spine. Have this feeling that your spine is naturally lengthening upwards towards the ceiling, and you are growing taller. Allow your shoulders to roll back a little, your chest to expand, so that more breath pours into you and out of you. Feel how the breath is bringing the body and mind in alignment. And if you see the natural breath, you will find that the breath comes in deep and then it breathes out. And the natural ratio of incoming breath to outgoing breath is 3:2. And watching the breath is a very pleasant exercise because you don't have to do anything, no applying pressure, No holding of breath. It's like watching the waves on the seashore. They roll on to the shore by their own power, and then they recede back into the sea by their own power. So in the same way, allow the breath to come in, rolling into you by its own power, and then rolling back out of you by its own power. Become aware of the element of prana which comes in with the breath. So point your attention to the junction point, which is the topmost point of the nose and the two eyes. Give your attention to the junction point. And it is the point where the incoming breath turns around and goes into the chest. But if you focus your attention on this point, you will notice that there are sensations happening at this point, and it is the point where the prana contained in the breath is being extracted. And this prana goes to the top of the head. If you become aware of the prana, then you can see that how this energy is moving in the body. If you can focus on the prana, just be aware of the prana. If you cannot focus, be aware of the breath. And see how seamlessly the incoming breath merges into the outgoing breath. And the outgoing breath merges into the incoming breath. And as you become aware of this, a deep stillness is taking hold of you in the body and also in the mind. Now, apart from the breath, just transfer your attention to various parts of the body, from head to toe, from skin to bone. If there are any vibrations anywhere, or there are any sensations which you feel when you transfer focus to a particular part of the body. Become aware of these sensations, or the emotions are being released. Become aware of these emotions. And now shift your attention to what is happening in the mind. So become aware of the thoughts that are there. Because of the awareness of the breath that you have been holding, there is significant reduction in the traffic in the mind. So use the power of awareness to be more attentive, to be more knowledgeable about the thoughts that arise. It is as if you are watching things which are floating on the surface of a river while you are sitting on the banks. So cultivate something which is aloof attention, being aware of the thoughts without getting entangled in any. So it's like a tableau. A thought is like a tableau that comes in front of you, presents itself, and then it disappears from view. Under the laser beam of your attention, follow the trajectory of each thought as it arises and as it subsides. And you will notice that between the two thoughts there is a gap. One thought has dissolved, the other has not arisen yet. Find the gap and just be there. There is no movement, no undulation, nothing. Pure stillness. Now ask yourself, who is aware of this gap? Who is witnessing this gap? So just let the witness fall and become one with the gap. Now, while staying in the gap, become aware of everything around you. Become aware of the thoughts or the sounds and whatever may be happening. But the gap awareness is maintained. You are no longer separate from anything. The duality drops when the witness drops. It is a state where there is complete connectedness with everything. There is full appreciation of everything. There is immense compassion for everything. There is immense blessing for everything. This is a state of expanded awareness. Away from all the concepts, all limiting belief systems. It is a state where all of us who are here on call are one. Connected by a common thread of awareness. Which is shining in each one of us. Rest in this state of expanded awareness for a few moments. the sound of the Om frequency to bring your awareness to your spine. Feel the movement of energy within with closed eyes. Gradually allow your awareness to become more predominantly centered in the different limbs of the body. Become aware of where your hands are placed, in what position your feet are. Take a few deep breaths, and when you are ready, you may bring your palms together, rub them against each other. Just cover your eyes with your palms and let the energy from your palms go into your being through your eyes, or it could be vice versa. Take some breaths. Let the energy be equalized, and then just caress your face gently, giving your deepest love to yourself. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes very, very gently. It is important to come out of meditation very gently, because if you come out with a jerk, then it will be difficult for you to go within the next time. So, how did it feel? Yes. Who is speaking? Armaiti, you want to say something? You have unmuted yourself.
Oh, sir, I
Huh? Oh, yes, Armaiti, you want to say something?
no, I'm just saying that the sessions are so good. You really have, given us so much. I have to really thank you so much for all the yarn that we have got from you.
Thank you. I was asking about the meditation session.
No, the meditation is also going very well, except that I haven't got any special experience as such, but it's very calm and very peaceful.
So that is the experience.
Yeah.
that is it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So we'll close with a prayer, Shanti Pat. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shanti Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनो सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. May peace and auspiciousness prevail everywhere. So thank you everyone. We'll meet again next Tuesday. Bye bye.